The show continues here on Finals Day. The Boost Mobile Gold Coast Pro, presented by Rip Curl, underway. The women's quarterfinals unfolding at the moment. This is the last heat to determine who's going to take on Molly Picklum in the semi-finals. Bronte Macaulay from Western Australia up against Bettylou Sakura Johnson, the surfer from Oahu. And this will be very fun, Bugs, because Bettylou's been on an absolute tear through this contest so far and dropping big numbers. She's bounced back well after the disappointment of failing to make the cut. Away from Bronte during the break too. She had a couple of turns before this, but has been very solid in finishing off her rides. So she banks a 5.
Strong intentions to make amends on a personal level, and then she's just handled it so well at snapper. And you know, I think this today it won't phase her. We'll see this right here first.
Oh my goodness. Just so committed every time she hits the lip. And that's going to score pretty well, you'd think. And we see the rotation of a few exchanges here, because it's sort of been one-sided, the battle through the last couple of heats. Exiting that ride, Bronte's picking it off down the line, so used her priority on this one.
Now an interesting situation, because they'll both be kind of nothing rides, no consequence on the scoreboard. So that 6 and the 5, the slight advantage to Bettylou.
They're holding kind of strong. They're not quite there just yet, but I don't think Bronte's going to hang around there and keep fighting this current. She swoops on this one. Nice little hook off the top. This is the challenge for the backhanders. It's really hard in transition to collect points on the backhand. You want that wall to steepen.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There's hardly any points on those little halfway turns, but there she gets over. Now she's come into a nice section. Bit of chop on the face, but she's putting this one together, Ronnie.
Yeah, really did well there not to rush the approach to the lip with all those bumps in the face. That wave was ugly. A lot of texture on the face of the wave. And she probably got as much as she could have out of that ride. Here's the replay of Bronte's ride.
Yeah, well, these first couple of turns, I don't think there's much points in these at all. Now, you can see she's just trying to get to find the base of the wave here. She hasn't got there yet. Now this wave just starts to open up a bit, where she's got a section that she can hit and get around. And then this is where it gets really ugly in the face. The chop and froth, and she really does battle with this one, Ronnie. And that's a nice turn there. So towards the end, she gets a couple of slick turns in. We're into the second half already.
Well, here goes Bettylou. Let's see what she can do. She actually got dragged way down the point by that rip, so she can actually chase down the number 1 position if she can let go of a big turn on the end section here. Only needs a 3.43, and you can tell she's just pacing herself at this point. Now squeaks in a nice combination, but unsuccessful on the finish.
Yeah, good point, Ronnie, because this is not a typical Gold Coast day, that's for sure.
On the outside, Bettylou dropping, weightless for a moment, tucks into the barrel.
Oh, that's a board break here.
Hopefully not, but Bettylou, you've got to love the commitment. Just only knows the one way. Big late drop, straight into the pit. Caity Simmers, really the only surfer that came via those QS regional rankings that's still alive with a shot at the title, as Bettylou looks to whip the reverse. Bit of an awkward fall there. Looked like her board kind of went up underneath her, but 9 minutes to go.
She looks like she's just edging towards that way. Yeah, she is, and she's going to take the white water. Yeah, good move. Get down there and may as well get up and surf.
Why not? This wave's actually standing up for her. So Bettylou definitely has those individual turns that can turn in huge numbers. She lets go of a nice snap to start, winds through a nice carve and up vertically into the section. And she's still hammering down the line. She's going to kick out now, but that's definitely going to go into her top 2. Like throwing your last gold coin onto a number on the roulette table. And it just came up on her number, and let's have another look at it. The end section turn has a lot of points in it.
Well, there's points in that turn. There's points in that turn. And this one right here, yeah, that's a full attack mode. So an improvisation along the way, and there we see Bronte answering back. This is what's been happening in this heat.
You don't want to lose touch with your rival out here, because it's hard to reel people in once they kind of start dropping those big scores. Bronte aiming up on the backhand. That section did lie down just a little bit, so it wasn't as critical as Bettylou's last manoeuvre. So I think the youngster, the 16-year-old, is going to get the edge here on the exchange again. Only surfer left in the event that's come via those QS regional rankings. Here's Bronte on the outside on the replay.
Yeah, a little bit flat on that first turn, and then these are those backhand ones where you're really just trying to set it up until the wave stands up. You know, good, nice surfing, but yeah, you're right. It was just that turn, and then she comes down to the finish, and she's looking for a big, solid finish here, and just a little bit soft out of the top. All
right, numbers in for Bettylou on that last ride, 7.5. Just the opportunity to swing that board into those turns successively. Wow, another awesome late drop on the outside.
It's really made a big number now, because that'd be, because of the 6 to the 5 earlier on, Bronte now needs an 8.5.
Bettylou up again, hammering away at this one. And Bronte has to make a move. She's after a big number, an 8.5. She'll get this one before the hooter. She's got to really dig in. Oh, just gets a little tangled up, a little indecisive on that first section. She did need to move at a pretty quick pace to even have a chance of getting out in front of that ride. It's a very solid performance from Bronte. In the last 2 events that she surfed in, she's looked fantastic. But Bettylou Sakura Johnson, what a performance from her.
Such an amazing performance for a teenager, just overcoming the challenge.